Welcome back to the Tutorium in Intensive English at the University of Illinois at Chicago. I'm Jordan, and I'm your grammar teacher. This is our last module, Module 8 of our intermediate level, and we'll be discussing the past perfect and when to use it. We already discussed the structure in the last video in Module 7. So if you didn't see that, go watch it. In today's lesson, we will look at some example sentences with the past perfect. We'll learn the grammar rules for the past perfect. And of course, we will practice a little bit with this concept. So first, let's go look at some sentences. All right, so our first sentence. B, arrive. Debbie had been at the party before Terry arrived. C, Matt had seen the movie before Jenna. Realize, forget. Steph realized that they had forgotten their lunch. So what do we see in these sentences? In two of our sentences, our first one and our last one, we see the past perfect, had been, had forgotten. We also see the simple past, arrived, and realized. The second sentence just has one verb, had seen, that is in the past perfect. So what we know, looking at these examples, is that we're talking about the past, of course, and it looks like in some cases we can use simple past and past perfect. Let's talk about why. Well, first of all, in our first example, we see that Debbie had been at the party before Terry arrived. So in this case, what we're talking about is first, Debbie was there. And then second, Terry was there at this party. So past perfect can help us know which action happened first. Action 1 in sentence 2 is Matt saw the movie. So first, Matt saw the movie. Now, we don't have a second verb in this, but we can see that Matt had seen the movie before Jenna. So Matt saw the movie, then Jenna saw the movie after Matt. She's kind of like action 2. In our last sentence, we see that Steph first forgot their lunch, and then action 2, they realized that they forgot their lunch. So there are two things happening. Had forgotten happens first, realize happens second. Even though realized is first in this sentence, because it is in simple past and not past perfect, we know that this action happened second. So remember that past perfect is action 1. That happened first. Action 2 will be in simple past. That happened after. So past perfect, we are really talking about the order of actions. What comes first? What comes after? In this, if we look at our sentences a little bit closer, we talked about this a little bit already. First, Debbie was at the party. Second, Terry arrived. Matt saw the movie first. Second, Jenna saw the movie. First, Steph forgot their lunch. Then Steph realized that they had forgotten their lunch. Now, let's practice with some example sentences. So, these are two of our teachers. Veet, he's the person on the right. Veet ate all the snacks. Stephen, the person on the left, was jealous. So let's think about what happened first. Well, first, Veet ate all the snacks. Because of that, so after, Stephen was jealous. Stephen really wanted some of those snacks. So a way to combine these two is Stephen was jealous, that's action 2, because Veet had eaten, action 1, all the snacks. Veet, you have to share next time. Leave some for me. Okay, next. Katie made cake. That's action 1. Jordan was happy. That's action 2. So, Katie made cake. Because it's action 1, we need past perfect. Action 2 will stay simple past. Let's see how we can combine these sentences. Jordan was happy that Katie had made cake. So again, even though this verb is first in the sentence, the past perfect tells us that the cake making was actually the first thing to happen. So be careful with sentences with past perfect. It can be a little bit confusing if you're not thinking about it. Next, I missed the train. It started to rain. So action 1, I missed the train. Action 2, it started to rain. So imagine, I just missed the train. It's raining on me now. I am not happy. How can we combine these two sentences? I had missed the train before it started to rain. So again, notice we can change the position of past perfect verbs, because past perfect always tells us that it is action 1. I could also switch these verbs around. I could switch the sentence around. And I still know that I missed the train first. Okay. I took the red line to Belmont, action 1. I transferred to the brown line. If you plan to come to Chicago, or if you are in Chicago, you should know that there are many train colors here, and you can transfer from one train color to another. Just a little fact. But anyway, okay, so first I took the train to Belmont, then I transferred to another train. So what happened first? I had taken the red line to Belmont. Next, before I transferred to the brown line. Okay. Well, anyway, that's all for today. Thanks for practicing with me. Continue to practice making your own past perfect sentences and combining the past perfect and the simple past. just continue practicing too with all those other past tense verb tenses. It can be a little bit confusing, but remember that, like I said in a few videos ago, don't worry about being 100% correct all the time. No one speaks 100% grammatically correct, not even me, and I'm an English teacher. This is just normal. This is what happens with language. It happens in every language. So I hope that you enjoyed this lesson. Thanks for joining me for the intermediate grammar series, and I will see you in the high intermediate grammar series. Have fun.